All right, everybody, we'll get started. If you have not signed in, please make sure to. I'll give you another opportunity at the end of this meeting. It's important, makes it easy for us to know how much food to get, know how much of everything to do. So we appreciate you guys being here tonight. All right, so we'll try to do, excuse me, I'm sorry. A little bit of roll call for senators. Sorry, 1 second. Abu Hanif. No. Akoja Botang. Arlette's here. Autumn Sims. Bajay. Brianna Patterson. Ernestina Botang. Wafa, Haley, Isis, Jalor will be here if he's not already. Chef Akil, I see you.
I'm in Zoom.
Michaela just walked in. Monir is here. Huang, Samantha can't be here. Myself and Tarun. Okay.
Sorry, I'm Zoom.
I got you. Okay. We don't have any Senate votes tonight. Sign in is through QR code on there, but we'll revisit that. Yes. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started here. We do have a speaker that's running a little late. We'll circle back to them at the end. I am the president of GSG. My name is Sharita. I wanted to kind of touch on our mission and goals a little bit and then talk a little bit about some of our current advocacy initiatives. One of the biggest things we've really wanted to do this year, is to really create that culture of advocacy, transparency, and inclusivity. We're an executive board that has a lot of people on it from different backgrounds, and not just ethnic or cultural backgrounds, but people doing different kinds of work. And so this has been something that I think the whole year we've really tried to focus on and work towards, in everything we do, from trying to field your student concerns in a better way, to improving how we communicate with not only the students, but student leaders, and also trying to find ways to increase involvement. This is a second straight student body meeting where we have a lot of people. That's not been coming for us in the past couple of years, especially since having in-person events after COVID. I see that you guys like t-shirts. I will now use that to my advantage. So we like that. We like that you guys are, wanting to get engaged in that way. And so it's a great thing. Some of the advocacy initiatives that I've gotten started and that I'll really be spending a whole lot more time of my time on the next couple months, are these. And so the first one is really working on parking. So if you're a grad student, and you live off campus, which is all grad students for the most part, then you pay for parking most likely, or you carpool with someone or something to that nature. We know that that's a pretty big lump sum cost that comes out of your bank account or that you have to pay, once a year. So the goal is to thank you. So please so the goal there is to potentially work with parking and the administrators to have or allow people to opt into paying with installments on a monthly basis, so that there's not that big lump sum, $600 or so that comes out of your account, because we know as grad students, if you're getting a stipend, even the program with the largest stipend, students struggle. And so we understand that that's a pretty significant issue. But that I hope to move forward over the next couple of weeks. I have a meeting about that. A couple other things. One thing that Dean Martin has sort of propose is uh, reworking the first floor where the grad school is in Lister Hill and creating maybe some study areas there. This is something that I think a lot of grad students have kind of talked about, is not having a central place to do things, go places, or get what you need maybe, or to just study. So, my goal is to kind of propose a temporary study area, and see what they think about that. We've been working on creating a comprehensive student concern form as well. We know that sometimes when things happen, it's a little bit unclear of who you're supposed to go to or talk to as a grad student. And so we just want to streamline those concerns, or even those ideas that you guys may have. Um, One other idea I had, was a grad student discussion board, and I actually think this is something that's been talked about by different people multiple times. I'm pretty sure ISIS has brought this up maybe a couple of years ago. Was, if, as a grad student, you're getting ready to move, you're getting ready to leave, you're getting ready to have a major life event. Perhaps you have questions to other grad students. um there's really no one place to go, right? Like, I think different programs may have like a group me or a Facebook page or something where you ask questions, but as far as one place where you can like be like, hey, I'm giving away a couch, or hey, I'm selling this, there really isn't a space for that. So one of the ideas we've kind of floated was, there's some ways we could kind of do this with our website with the help of the IT people. But I'm curious here. I'm going to open for feedback on that. Do you guys think something like this would be helpful? If not, we certainly don't want to spend our time on things we don't think will be helpful. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Radomir? So the goal, if you didn't hear on Zoom, so Radomir asked, what about the other spaces in Lister Hill, like not on the grad school floor? So the idea there was to really have a place where you could come and get free coffee, free snacks, and that would be specifically for grad students, like just kind of a more of a lounge area instead of just a study space in a sense. So that would be kind of the difference, is like you begin like free snacks and uh a place really specific for grad students, because we know Lister Hill also has undergrads who study there too. So that space has long been, it's unclear whose space that actually is, and so that's been a point of contention, because there's a few departments on that first floor. I think for right now, I think almost all of it is now the grad school into, but there's also, I think, research computing has an office and some other groups have an office there. So right now that space is kind of considered a neutral space, although students have been studying there more lately. Yeah. Any ideas about the discussion board? No. Yeah. Okay. 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 Thank you for that suggestion. Any other suggestions about that? Okay. Thank you all. We're still, so if you've applied to be a senator, the holdup is that I'm waiting on probably your program director to respond to my email. So that's why you haven't been approved officially yet. But we still need senators from the School of Nursing, School of Education, if you guys know people. And if you're interested, please come up after the meeting, have a chat with me or anyone else on the exec board. We still need committee members as well. So we're always looking for committee members and people who just want to get involved with GSG. Um, you can sort of explore some of your different passions. You can see if these are things you're interested in being or doing, in following years. And so, again, committee chairs, if you'll raise your hand for me so they'll see you guys. So, those are committee chairs. So, if you're interested in being a committee chair, um, or excuse me, committee member, go up to those people and talk to them after or come up to me. That's all, Haley.
Hello, hello, everyone. Nice to see your beautiful faces. So I don't have much to say, but happy new school year. I know it's January. It feels like a giant Monday. We'll get through this month-long Monday. So this is the time, so as you guys know, it's second semester, it's spring. And we have a really big thing called elections coming up this semester. So this is just for me to throw on your guys' radar, especially to my senators who are all eligible to run for e-board positions. So if you guys would like to run, start talking to people, start trying to figure out like where you want to be. This is because elections won't be till March, April. So just to keep that on your heads up, and nominations will be next month. I will discuss that with the rest of e-board. But yeah, additionally, Monday is day of service out here. So please get out and volunteer, permitting the weather right now. Because the low apparently is like 11 degrees now. So be careful, be safe. So if weather permits, please go out and volunteer. GSG is having their own event, which I'm pretty sure Xavier will talk about a little later, as well as there are other events going on around campus. Just if you look up like UAB Day of Service, MLK Day of Service, you'll be able to pick whatever project you want. And then what I didn't put on here that I meant to put on here is that at the end of Senate meeting, there will be an email going out. Most people in here need to attend new senator orientation. So I'm sending out a poll to get with you guys and to make bigger groups of new senator orientation. So we can get this done so you guys can be full-fledged senators and enjoy all the benefits. But of course, last and not least, there's a chat. Oh, it just says please. All right. Okay, so lastly, if you guys need anything, email me. My phone number is up there. Y'all will probably find me on social media sooner or later. So just contact me any way you want. Are there any questions, comments, concerns? No? All right. So moving on. Next we have Brianna. Where you at? There you
Mm, Okay, so hello, happy new year to everyone. I don't really have many updates. I just want to put it out there that there's going to be a lot of new events coming up. I know you guys are planning and thinking. So whenever you get write-ups or you need help making the write-up or flyers for new events, go ahead and send it to me. I can send it out to everyone through the GSG email. And then we do have a lot of people here today, so thank you for coming. But if you know anyone who wasn't able to come, all of these meetings are always recorded and then posted to the GSG YouTube. So if any information that they feel like they missed out on, they can always just go to YouTube and catch up. So that's all I have. See you all soon.
Sure.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. I just wanted to update you all about how the budget works because I've been the treasurer for a year and a half now. So, and again, election is coming up, and there are a lot of new student leaders. And the application was due yesterday, and we have received application from 17 grad student organizations for about, I don't know the exact number, probably more than 50,000. We have about 20,000 to give away. So you can imagine how much cut the budget committee will have to make. Just to make sure that we all are aware of how the committee works. So that's why I thought I'll talk about the committee to understand, to make sure that our student body understands the importance, the independence and transparency around budgeting and the budget process. The committee members are all active senators. They are not exec council or committee member. The treasurer proposes, as a treasurer, I propose budget and facilitate discussion in an unbiased manner without steering outcome, but does not have the voting right in the committee decision. So even I do not have a voting rights or a vote in the decision that committee makes. And we have our previous president Autumn here. She knows the process. Sharifa knows the process as well. If a voting member has ties to an organization, that they are considering funding requests, then they cannot be involved in funding that particular organization. So that's how we try to avoid the conflict of interest of each individual budget committee members. Again, please understand that these senators are volunteers. They do not get paid. Haley talked about election is up. If you are one of the EC members, some of these positions are paid. You get around somewhere between $40 to $150 per month. But budget committee members, they are not getting paid. They're volunteers. They receive many documents from the assigned organizations they're assigned. Usually I am the one who assigned them organizations, and they go through all these invoices, documents, prepare everything. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the budget committee members for their hard work over the this semester and also previously. As a student body member and as a senator, those of who you are senator, we encourage you to be involved in the budget process by reviewing and asking questions all the time. Whenever you'll see a treasurer presenting something, sometimes I might not have all the answers, but it's always good idea to question because it's public money and we are allocated against $76,000 every year. And due to COVID, 2 years of COVID, we did not spend a lot of money. We didn't have events, and we have about $75,000 rollover. So that's about $150,000. Last year was the only year where we have overspent by 15,000. We intentionally did it, even though it was not. We didn't know how much money rollover we had, but this year we have much clearer idea, and we have reallocated those money this year. My idea is that whoever is budget committee chair or treasurer or president upcoming year, they will have 2 data points to go to grad school that, hey, last year we spent 85,000. This year we are on track to spend around 110 to 150. So then you can go to grad school and say, 76 is not enough for us. You need more. But if I go now, all grad school will tell me is that, hey, last 5 years, you did not spend any year, you did not spend the money that were allocated to you, right? And that's one of the reason previously what happened was, even last year as a treasurer, what happened I have seen is we would allocate 15,000 to grad student organization or 15,000 to travel grants, but people will not receive, will not take the advantage of the money. Sometimes people will not use the money that is allocated. So even though we were allocating, let's say around 20% more, but we'll still fall short by 20, 30% every year. So I went through the budget reports of all the last 5 years that I had available to, and then design a plan and work with all the committee members and also some of the exec members to design what can we do moving forward so that we can go to grad school and ask for more money. Again, that's kind of our plan. And I'm happy to tell you that we are on track to do that. And hopefully we'll have data to back up and then go to grad school and ask for more money. Next is, again, as I mentioned, 17 of them applied and 2 of them are first timer. We always like new organizations. We always love encouraging new student groups to form. If there is any new master's, PhD student groups, go ahead and form your group and then start taking advantage of the money that is there for us, right? And 2 GSOs, grad student organization, request flexibility as they're currently working on getting a bank account and a supplier account set up. Again, since I took over, I don't know what happened previously. We have tried to be as flexible as possible with student organizations in getting their applications done. Even though the applications were due last night, what we did is okay, get the documents up, and then we will try to get you, even if there is little amount, just to make sure a new grad student organization is up and running. So we try to support them. The other thing would be update would be again, last semester was the first semester when we moved from reimbursement to allocation model. What reimbursement was, we used to give them 5,000, that, sorry, 2,000. So 2,000 was not actually basically allocated to the grad school account. We allocated 2,000, and student not needed to spend 2,000 and send the invoice, and then grad school would pay the vendor directly, not student org. In the fall, what we did is we piloted this. We now made sure we are giving student orgs money upfront. Okay, so if you're getting 2,000, we are giving you 2,000 upfront, but you'll need to produce documentation of that you spent 2,000. If you have any leftover, that will be taken into account in the next funding cycle. One of the problem that we have foreseen and arose is from this process, one grad student organization who received about $750. I will not disclose the name for now, but I will in the probably next meeting if they do not submit the document. They received 750, but they did not tell us where they spend the money. Again, that's irresponsible. We have reached out to them, and hopefully, because I've been emailing about fairness and transparency for about 4 months now. So there is no excuse of not being able to report the invoices. Okay, it's everyone's money, and people who are in charge of leadership, they should be able to submit these documents, given that we have provided ample support and documentation over the last 4 months. So I will update you about whether that student organization submits us invoices. And also, this would be penalty for them even if they apply for next funding cycle. There is a way that we penalize them for not following up with rules. Budget committee is meeting, in fact, tomorrow to allocate funding for grad student organization. We'll meet student leaders sometime in the next week and hoping to get the funds out by the 3rd week of January. I know in the last semester, because we were piloting this model, it took a month, but this semester we are hoping that it will be much faster and student orgs get to organize the events that they are planning. Having said all of that, this is our account balance as of December 2023. As you see, we have spent, so this is our actual budget, $76,300. And this is the rollover money out of 75. We have spent 15 in the last year. We have allocated about this much because there is also fall semester. So we'll be in the fall. Fall will be in this fiscal year. Because fiscal year starts in October. So we'll be spending probably another 20,000 to student organization or giving away. So that's another 20,000 will be added. So we are again on track to spend about $130,000 to $50,000 at the end of this year. In the first 2 months, this is how much we spent, 41,000. So that's again record. In the past, we could not spend, this much amount. So this is how much we spend. And in the next 2 months, because we are giving travel grants again, Fafa will talk about it. The application will be out soon, and grad students will get about $18,000 to $20,000 this semester as well. So another 40 to 45,000 will be awarded in the next 2 months alone. And understand that whenever we report these numbers, sometimes there is a lag. The lag is because, for example, vendor sends invoice, grad school pays them, but to be posted on the account statement itself, it sometimes takes time. Why, you might ask myself, I don't know. Sometimes it just takes time. So the actual number I can tell you, given the sheer volume of events that GSG organized over the last few months is, and I have not seen them on the account statements, it would be more than 40. So if I have to guess, it's probably around 45,000 we spent so far in the first 2.5 months already. So that's all I had, and I would be happy to take any questions that you may have. And thank you for listening to me about the role of budget committee and how the budget committee works. Yeah.
Or separately, just note like board was not a part of that group, I guess.
So that organization was contacted separately, yeah. Yeah. Yes, everyone else is okay now. No worries, your office is okay, right? You have been in touch with me all the time, so yeah. That's a separate fund handled by Haley.
And it has to be bills of dollars. I in the process of emailing Rebecca Jones, who is like the director of local government services, like she's the person who runs like the student health center and the counseling service and the gym, like all those services combined, she's in charge of. And I'm trying to get with them to see like, hey, if we can get some more support because most of the money that's in there, is for undergraduates and graduate students. It's been combined for some reason. I'm all kind of that. It's the money is there. But yeah, no, the health and wellness fund is for our health. So yeah, that's open. I'm working on it. It's more of a thing that like, so the whole process is that, so we can't get like tuition paper because the tuition. So like how all these programs get funded is that basically you wait all money, puts it in a pot and then allocates different like the departments, like all of that. So what we get is what we get, which is why a lot of the money is what it is every year. Why a lot of stuff. That's why like I know one of her things that she's trying to get more funding for the gym because her family's not stuff. And for health and wellness, it is why it's an uphill battle on getting coverage in there and stuff, and getting all that stuff, because her budget's been stuck. Our budget's been stuck. A lot of people's budgets have been stuck. And it's one part, like, you know, what we get in from like grants from anybody from every year, it's also another part it's tuition. We don't charge student fee here, it's just title tuition, and all those in one giant pot, and we separate it out, which makes it harder for us to function because that's just how the money is. So there is some stuff in negotiations. I don't know what they're gonna do about this, but for now, the money that exists is for that. It's separate money. I'm trying to work with them and see like donors that have more. So then it'll be safely covering people, and then hopefully you know, like 1,500 and like get more medical, emergency medical bills funded. Let's be real. 500.
What is the use of the emergency fund?
So that's just miscellaneous fund. So it just allocated $360. If it's not being absorbed at the end of the year, we try to reallocate to other events that GSG organizes. For example, you might understand the student body meetings that we are having. I think we did not have enough food today. The reason being that we don't have a lot of turnouts, right?
It seems small. No, that's.
These are committees and GSG purposes.
How many things does that cover if it were, if it had a couple of 4 events?
It depends on the time of the day, so like this, it came cost $600 to get this food, just for this is just information.
So it's like one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's just the budget, right? I will have to be honest. If you look at our budget for student assembly meetings, this is 3,500. We allocated 1,500 from rollover, which is 5,000. We have 10 student body meetings, so that's less than 500, right? And we are getting food from you, food for you, and also T-shirts and other stuff. So again, we are trying as best as we can. One thing I would encourage, if you are student leaders, and if you're not part of Graduate Student Advocacy Council, please join that council. If you don't know how, reach out to me. I can guide you. What you can do is you can meet grad school deans and tell them, because as a student leaders, student government leaders, we can go and ask for money. that's what always student government leaders will do. But if it comes from student leaders themselves, if you get to meet a grad school dean and say that, hey, you should increase the budget of GSG. So if it comes from you and you get a venue where you get to talk to dean of grad school or any associate deans and let them know that there is a need for more money for travel grants and also student org programming, then that's how we can create awareness and make things happen. And trust me, if all of us here, this 50 people, try to lobby it for the next 6, 7, 8 months, we will see some movements in how much money we receive. Because last year when we went there, when I joined as a treasurer for the first time, when I asked for more money, he said, hey, last 3 years you have $70,000 that you didn't spend. How can you ask for more money when you are not spending the money that we are giving you, right? So that's why, you'll have to just raise awareness and talk to people around. Yeah.
What was the question?
Can you repeat the question? I could not hear you.
I'll take that one. I'll take that answer. The part of the challenge, I would say, managing the money is, Haley touched on some of the cuts that have been made. So we know with certainty that rollover money and that money that exists with UAB is never really yours, even if you're in a student government. And so there's a certain level of responsibility that has to be had when looking towards the next year and the next year. Like, we know that inflation is pretty crazy, but we're also probably gonna see a pretty big depression that's gonna happen in the next 12 months. So there's a lot of balance there. We don't know what kind of things might happen, right? We also know that, not to fearmonger here, but I mean, a lot of health crises, we're not quite out of the way of those either. And so there's just a lot of things to consider with the budget, with UAB, with their new fund, with their new RCM model and how they distribute funds that has to be taken into account. And so because we don't have an activity fee, an activity fee would kind of buffer that, right? Like if you were to have a certain set amount that you knew was coming in every year, we don't have that. So if there was a sudden economic fallout and people decided not to go to grad school, which can happen, then, we might be working at a deficit and that causes those issues. So in theory, sure, you want to go to that, like if we're a business, maybe we do, right? Because we might get some tax breaks. But because we operate sort of in this entity and under that UAB umbrella, it's a lot more complicated than just spend the money. And I can assure you this, like me, Jor, Haley, the rest of our executive board, we talk about it a lot. Because we know that yeah, we want to spend more, but there's a balance to be had to make sure that the next year and the next year aren't impacted in a negative way by the decisions we make this year. Is that a helpful answer? Okay.
I mean, so if you look at the numbers, so 15 we already spent last year, right? This year, in the fall and spring semester funding to grad students and travel grants, grad student orgs and travel grants, we are giving extra around 12,000, you'll say 12,500 and 7,500. So that's around 20,000. This does not include fall, but fall is included in this year, fiscal year, right? So you are expected to see another 20,000 grad student org funding and also probably 10 to 15,000 travel grants, so around 30 to 35. So if you take that into account, we will be spending around 50 to 60, I don't know, around 50 to 60 this year, last year 50. So we are almost wiping it out. But what we are doing is we are breaking it up. Instead of giving student orgs and student travel grants in one go, we are just breaking it up so that we have more data points. And also student orgs, getting crazy 8,000 in one semester and 1,000 in the following semester. So that's not good for student population as well. So that's why we are breaking it up in chunks in different cycles to make sure that student orgs are also not getting used to a crazy money and then that will hamper their planning, in the following semester. And then again, we will have more data points. Hey, last 4 semesters, grad students, organization, and travel grants, we have spent this money in this semester and this semester. We need more. Give us more. So that's kind of our strategy. If you have anything else in mind, we'll be happy to listen to it and take a look at it. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Pafa.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Happy New Year, everyone. So moving partially from the money matters, I just want to remind all of you that summer application for the GSG award would be open on February 7th. Just in case you applied for the fall and wasn't awarded, I will suggest you try this time, because a high priority will be given to people who applied for the fall semester but were placed on the wait list. So please be encouraged to apply. Tell your friends to apply for the GSG award for professional development needs and your conferences as well. And this goes to people, the awardees from last year. Just in case you were able to use up your monies, I'll suggest you send in your receipts of your conference attendance or your airplane tickets and all that. The deadline for submission is on the 30th of April this year. So please don't forget to submit all your documentations as well. And I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or Sharita or Julia as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Fafa. Fwang.
Happy New Year, everyone. Sorry, I don't have anything to say.
Okay. All right. Fwang got those shirts ordered. There's gonna be more swag that she's working on as well. So yeah. Chef Akil.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. I have a little bit update on next event on this Monday, Martin Luther King Day. We registered for a service on Railroad Park, and the time is from 10:30 to 1 p.m. They updated the time later. So here is the registration link. We need more volunteers for the service. So if you guys are interested for volunteering on the day, please go to the link and register, and hope to see you on the day. So that's all from now. Thank you.
Yeah, please come out, come volunteer with us. I'll be out there. It might be a little chilly, bundle up, get comfortable with us, come out and we can look at the turtles. They might be hibernating. You know what? We'll look at the fish. The fish are out there, I enjoy looking at the fish at Railroad Park. If you're not into that, I don't know what to say about you, but I'm gonna let Xavier go. Come. You had an event today. Talk, come on. Come on. Talk about what you're planning. It's my plan to stay alive.
It's a disaster. What today is? Wednesday? Yay! What's up? Thank you so much. But happy Wellness Wednesday, everyone. Again, my name is Xavier Tate. I'm the Health and Wellness Chair. Also, Happy New Year. I wasn't able to update my slides, but we did have an event today. Jump into January. I partnered with Stupid. Wait. Yeah. Right. I partnered with Student Counseling Services, and it was amazing event where we just literally chill out to some nice, relaxing music, and then decorated a journal and just journal. Right. Far as events coming up, I am still. I have a few that I have that on my other slides. I'm not gonna lie, your boy has been slammed. This is graduation year. So yeah. So December will be here in a blink of an eye. But I have some great things coming up, so just stay tuned. Other than that, I am working with Sharita on a few other things. One of them is a program evaluation for the Thanksgiving giveaway that we did last semester because they don't show us grad students no love. So yeah. Other than that, happy first week. You are loved. Pray for me and I pray for you, and we'll get through this together. Okay? All right.
Xavier. We're gonna let Xavier keep loading from 2023 and he can load on into 2024. Love your spirit. I love it. Uh is Mile here? I don't think so. I think he might have class at this time. Teresa.
Hello. Hola, guten tag, bonjour, bonsoir, etc. Um, my name is Teresa. I am your orientation and involvement chair. This is my second semester at this position, and I'm very excited for the new year. So, with the new year, you want to start off with some goals. So I have about 3 goals for the semester. My first goal is that I want to have at least 5 to 6 events this semester, and I want to aim to have at least 20 people. Well, what do you know? There's more than 20 people here. So maybe all of you can show up to the next event I have. Yes, okay. And then second, I would like to collaborate with multiple organizations. GSG has quite a bit of money. So if you collaborate with us, we can help lessen some of the burden that you have to pay for and also get you more exposure to more, diverse groups of people on campus as well. And then third, I want to recruit at least 3 people to my committee. If you have any event ideas or you just like helping with events or anything of that nature, you can reach out to me. My email was on that first slide, which is right there. And if you want to talk to me after this, feel free. I'm very welcoming. Um, so for January, this third Thursday, which will be January the 18th, we're gonna have a vision board party. It's gonna be in the Hill Student Center Ballroom B at 4:30 p.m. If you like my flyers, thank you. I made them myself, but I digress. And then February, thus far, I have 2 events planned and in the works. The first will be a Lunar New Year celebration. If you know of any, I guess, if you know of any organizations that celebrate Lunar New Year, please have them reach out to me. I really want to collaborate with as many groups as possible. I think this would be something nice to do because we had the typical holiday celebrations in the fall. So this is also a culturally relevant holiday celebration, and it's a great way to learn about different culture and different traditions and aspects of that nature. So I'm really excited about that. And then also on February 15th, which is the day after Valentine's Day, we're gonna have Schmalentine's Day. Everybody doesn't get the chance to celebrate with their loved ones, friends, family, boyfriends, girlfriends, etc., etc. So it's really just gonna be a day for absolutely any and everybody. So, I want to incorporate the Health and Wellness Center because self-love is a love that you should have as well. So, I want to do self-care kits. Of course, there's going to be free food because who passes up on the opportunity of free food? There's going to be ways for you to make Valentine's Day cards for whomever you want to send it to, as well as talking about sexual and mental health. I want to also get possibly the Student Health and Wellness Center to come out for STD testing because that is also very important. And what is missing from here? Can anybody think of it? Anybody? Well, this is just January, February. Anybody? Anybody? You want to know what's missing? It's you. Yeah. We want to see all of your lovely faces. We want to see every single one of you at least one of these events. So thank you for your time. And that is all.
Howdy, can y'all hear me?
Yes. Netta?
Excellent. How's it going?
All right.
So, yeah, well, guess what? We're planning on rocking the professional development leadership this semester at least, because last semester was a little lackluster, but we all had a lot going on, so I'm assuming that's gonna change. But if you need an activity for your CV and you like developing fun meetups to network with people in different schools, that would be a good opportunity to do this. So we need to brainstorm some meeting locations for interdisciplinary networking and collabs. So if you have a suggestion box, we can scan the QR code and then just, type your suggestions in. But we're planning on doing a couple different collabs potentially within GSG as in addition to other student organizations. But look out for Brew Crew. So this is going to be a moving rotation of we're going to go to different breweries, meet up with people from all the different schools, and we're also going to supply food. So we're not allowed to cover the alcohol, obviously, because that's not, part of what we do. But we are allowed to cover the food, and that's something that would be a nice little opportunity for those of us that do want to enjoy that. If you don't drink, we are going to have our professional human beings networking mixers, which are going to be at Red Cat and potentially other coffee shops once I actually figure them out. So we are all human beings and we're all professionals. So I want us to kind of figure out, what sets us apart, but really what makes us kind of uniquely the same. Within that scope, the negotiation workshop will actually happen. I've been talking to the Career Center and also sourcing from other negotiation workshops that people have done over in what's it called, in like Duke, because they have a really, really good professional development program, as well as some of the other universities. I've been kind of trying to read up on who they invited and kind of bring them in. So we can have that. And then potentially, if people are interested, we can have either a CV or a resume workshop. Or we can have both, because obviously each one is individually, different. One is more tailored for academia track and the other one is more tailored for work. So that's something that we can consider.
All right. Is that all?
That's all I got for now until we have the first meeting. So, I'm trying to get people on the books. I took, I still need more people. So the more people, the better.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Netta. Please feel free to join Netta, Isis.
Hello, I'm Isis, social activities. I have nothing right now. I am here to help you with your events. So when you get your budgets and you realize where you're cut, call me. Thank you.
We have a special person here today, Kayor. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. The return.
Yes,
It's basically the same.
Yeah, thank you. So if you don't know me, I've been at UAB forever. Hopefully, pray for me. I'll be graduating this year sometime if I manage to get through. So yeah, I'm the webmaster for this year, and I was just working on the website. If there are any updates for the committee pages, each committee chair who's here, please make sure you reach out to me, and we will fix that. And that's my email. And we have a committee member now. So, and that the person I have not met yet. So I'm hoping to make that introduction. But yeah, I was out for a couple of months. But yeah, I'll be here now. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayor. And I think Jennifer.
Hello, you all. Good evening. So yeah, I just wanted to, just a couple of updates for me. This content is from last month's meeting, but the information is still relevant. And so, like you heard, MLK's beloved community will be hosted by the Leadership and Service Council on Monday in honor and remembrance of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I did want to just mention, I know that Railroad Park was sent out as the designated service site for graduate students, but that service site is full. And so I would encourage you all to identify an additional site. That there's still plenty of volunteer sites that do have service and volunteer spots available. And so just wanted to encourage you all to not let that discourage you from going out to serve. Like I said, there's still lots of other opportunities available on Blazer Pulse that are a part of this same program. I will also share, like Sheffield mentioned, the time has been adjusted. So originally the start time was 10 o'clock and it's now 10:30 that morning. And so just be mindful of that. Transportation is provided for a lot of the sites. And the meeting location for that transportation is going to be 14th Street South. So the side of the Hill Student Center that is closest to Starbucks. And so keep that in mind. That'll be the meeting location for Sunday, or excuse me, for Monday. Breakfast will also be provided. And so thank you all in advance for those of you that are going to come out and serve on Monday. It's sure to be a great day regardless of the weather. If there is any inclement weather that ends up taking place, there'll be communication that'll go out to anyone who is registered for the event regarding the potential of any cancellation of sites if that's something that comes up. And so that's all about MLK's beloved community. Sharita, would you see if I have another slide?
I hear
Yeah,
it's
so
for
Connect Fest is another opportunity that I talked about at our December meeting. Connect Fest is happening Tuesday, January 16th, so the day after MLK's beloved community. And this is an opportunity primarily for graduate student organizations to register to have a table at this event. It is marketed to both undergrad and graduate students as a way for them to identify involvement opportunities through our student organization community. And so registration is currently live on Engage. And we are still actually accepting tables. We have space for 150 student organizations. And so if your organization is interested in tabling, I'd encourage you to get on Engage and fill out that registration form. If you have any questions about that, Abby Taylor in the Student Involvement and Leadership Office is overseeing registration. One other thing that I don't have a slide for, but wanted to mention, I know that a lot of our senators and just our audience members in this meeting are a part of other graduate student organizations. And so know that we are currently in a registration period for student organizations, meaning that existing organizations have to re-register and new organizations have the opportunity to register their organization currently as well. For existing organizations, all re-registration consists of is a roster update, but you are required to do that by the end of January. And so similarly for new organizations, you have the opportunity to register on Engage through January 30th. And so just wanted to make sure that was on everyone's radar. If you have any questions or need any assistance or support from me, please don't hesitate to let me know. But those are my only updates for this evening.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Before we have our speaker come, I know it's 6 o'clock, but we did start 7 minutes late because y'all were enjoying the PF Changs. I saw you. I saw some of y'all. I did want to reiterate sort of the service opportunities. I know it's really easy as a grad student, and I say this really targeting myself to, we get really bogged down in our work and what we're doing, and it's very much tunnel vision. But, this city of Birmingham has experienced so much in its history, and Martin Luther King walked around this city a whole lot, marches, he was jailed here. He was beaten here, and so were many others on these same streets that you go up and down when you're driving and going to places downtown. A lot of those demonstrations took place downtown. So even if you don't volunteer Monday, I really encourage you to, when you feel like you can't take another step forward or you feel like it's getting too much, think about the history that's around you here and how a lot of people prevailed in the face of some very, very extreme oppression. And I know as a grad student, sometimes it can feel like you're oppressed, and some students do go through that, right? So just want y'all to kind of think about that. Sometimes I have to remind myself to remember like where I am and to look around me at the history and the people who fought for just for us to, if you look around this group of people right here today, it's a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds, right? And this kind of thing wouldn't be possible 50 years ago. All right. Our Senate Speaker. So I want to introduce Charlie. Charlie's been involved with previously, I think Blazer, the 1613 Blazer Kitchen, and currently they're involved with some public health things and working on 2 masters. So Charlie's going to speak a little bit about internship opportunities specifically for master students. I know that's been a topic that a lot of people have brought up before. And so I'll give you the floor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charlie, and I'm currently studying in my master's in public health and public administration. And I wanted to just talk to you guys and thank you, Sharita, for inviting me. So, on my past experiences at UAB, I've learned to like serve at different areas. Even in undergraduate, I've served with Jessica Brown. She used to work with Jennifer in undergraduate student involvement leadership. So I was with different organizations, and I think it's very important that we help students develop their professional develop them professionally, which plays a pivotal role in our personal and career growth. And so Sharita was talking about how the graduate student government may be able to sponsor some internships. So this would embrace opportunities for students to learn and adapt to these skills and foster these landscapes and see different perspectives around our country and different places. So the School of Public Health, and mainly there are only a few internships that are paid, and there's a lot of students who have to work multiple jobs. So there are some students who are looking for some paid internships, and this goes along with my service at the Blazer Kitchen, which I did as part of the AmeriCorps. And for those of you who don't know what AmeriCorps is volunteer in service of America. So I was serving there for the summer associate, but I renewed it for 3 months more. So I was there for about 6 months, and I was able to serve the UAB students, faculty, staff, and also patients that were needing food and other household items. And they are recently the AmeriCorps program actually lost funding due to budget loss because they were going off of the COVID funding, which was the America Rescue Plan COVID funding, and the Congress has not renewed that right now. So most of the AmeriCorps sites on campus actually are not able to get new AmeriCorps Vista members, and these Vista members volunteer 40 hours a week, but they only get a little stipend. So these programs really need some departmental funding and assistance, and I'll be providing the site us that are needing these vistas, and they can be interchangeable with internships, which was why I was talking about internships, because AmeriCorps Vista program is a federal program, so the GSG would not really be able to incorporate funding in that way. So if we can work and embrace some of these opportunities and open up these corridors for these communities that are getting served, and also for these students to come in and volunteer and open up these so we can work on helping everyone and just being open to diverse topics and backgrounds, because you never know what somebody's going through. And in Blazer Kitchen, we were serving about 123,000 meals when I was there, which was pretty significant. It was a 17% increase from last year, and I think it's a very huge testament. And now they're only running on a few volunteers and the 3 staff members, which they're doing an amazing job. So I encourage everyone to support internships and these programs around campus, because at the end of the day, Birmingham is part of UAB, and a lot of these programs and these community they support back to UAB through donations or different bringing students in and bringing communities, and embracing different diverse communities and things like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Charlie. I was gonna say, if you guys have questions about some of those opportunities that Charlie mentioned, please, you guys can reach out to me, and we can supply, your email and, um, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Um, I think that's all. If there are no other comments or questions, looks like it's right at 6:07. Any orgs have any announcements about events? It's always a nice time. Any organizations planning events or have things coming up soon or looking for members or anything? Yeah, no. Anyone have issues, concerns, anything pressing right now about, whether it's your experience here at UAB, whether it's specific to your department or anything? And if you guys do, please don't hesitate to send us an email at gsg@uab.edu. Myself and Brianna man that email. And so if you guys ever, and I do mean this, if there's ever an issue you have, and I've done my best to try to put students in touch with the right people, whether it's a personal safety issue, we try to use our discretion and and keep your privacy intact, and whatever it is, housing, financial, anything, issue with a mentor. We're here to help and support you all in the best ways we can. If that's all, if you haven't signed in, I'll let you guys go. But if you haven't signed in, please do. I'll scroll back up to the QR code. Please do use the QR code to sign in. We appreciate you guys being here today. It means a lot. And we hope to do more like this. If you didn't get a shirt and you want a shirt, there are a couple left.